Hello friends. Very often my students, my trainees and some of my clients ask me to upload few videos on internet and make people aware of certain fundamentals about hydroponics or use of few things in hydroponics or in protected cultivation. Uh, Today I have started uploading a series of such videos which will be basically telling you about the fundamentals in hydroponics or in protected cultivation. Idea is not to teach anyone. Idea is not to teach anyone, trust me. Idea is only and only to share my experiences in the field, as I have spent 40 years of my life into commercial agriculture. So in this series, today I intend to upload the first video, and the topic for this video is going to be the use of hydrogen peroxide in hydroponics. Now, what is hydrogen peroxide? Very often I see people using hydrogen peroxide in hydroponics or in their greenhouses, and very often I have seen people committing blunders while using this product. It's a dangerous product. It's a good product with a lot of dangers involved. So to use it, all of us need to be aware of the dangers. And now, to be aware about the dangers, it is important for us to know what hydrogen peroxide is. Chemically, hydrogen peroxide is a pale blue liquid, slightly thicker than water. It's as good as water, but little thicker than water. In simple terms, it's just water, H2O. It's just water, H2O, with an extra molecule of oxygen attached to it in very weak single bond. Water is H2O and hydrogen peroxide is H2O2. So the difference is only that H2O2 contains one extra molecule of oxygen, but that is attached to water in a very weak bond. In a very simple term, it's just water with an extra molecule of oxygen attached to it in a very single bond. Hydrogen peroxide is commonly used in paper industry or in so many other industries as a bleaching agent. It's a very good bleaching agent and it's used in a lot of industries for its bleaching property. It has biological action. It's considered to have antifungal action, antivirus action, antibacterial actions as well. It is also acknowledged as a signaling agent in many biological processes. Now, what is this signaling agent? Signaling agent is something like a hormone that we use in agriculture for plant growth. When we add any hormone to the plant or the nutrient solution, it acts as a signaling agent. The hydrogen peroxide too can act as a signaling agent, and when it gets into the root, it releases a chemical. It creates a chemical that is known as catalase at the roots, and this catalase is supposed to help plant in uptake of nutrients. Though the research is still on, nothing is confirmed, but it is considered to that hydrogen peroxide in root zone releases catalase, and this catalase helps plant in uptaking the nutrients also. So it has antivirus action, it has antibacterial action, it has antifungal action, and along with that, it also helps in nutrient uptake, though the research for this is still on. It is anti-chlorine action as well. So now how does it affect? As we know, the people who are into the hydroponics need to know the importance of irrigation water, quality of irrigation water, how important it is for an hydroponic grower or for a protected cultivation grower to use best quality water. And often we see the chlorine levels in our irrigation water are higher. It should be minimum around 50 ppm. But in case it is more than that, this water is not considered to be very good for hydroponics, or for that matter even for the protected cultivation, greenhouse cultivation. This hydrogen peroxide is considered to be very effective in removing chlorine from water. It's considered to be very effective because when it combines with water, it forms hydrogen chloride. Thus, it takes away the excess chlorine from your water. The trace levels of peroxide has some positive effects on very small quantities of chlorine that are present in your water that is taken away by the hydrogen peroxide. But disadvantage with this product is that it is highly unstable. It's highly unstable. Hydrogen peroxide tends to quickly decompose. It's a fast oxidizing agent. So it quickly decomposes into water and releases oxygen molecules, if not accompanied by a stabilizing agent. Now, what does that mean? That means that when we add hydrogen peroxide to the water, it decomposes very, very fast and releases oxygen molecules very fast if these are not accompanied by a stabilizing agent. So its action is faster, quicker, and lasts for a shorter period. So in order to enhance or make its action long term, some stabilizing agents are mixed with it. For young roots, the oxygen molecule that is readily, after the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide into water, the oxygen molecule that is released is readily available to the roots of the plant. So in case your water lacks the desired concentration of oxygen in it, it will be taken care of by the hydrogen peroxide as it releases oxygen in the root zone. In many hydroponic systems, particularly during the hot weather, when the oxygen content of dissolved oxygen content of your irrigation water goes down, adding little of hydrogen peroxide to water, to your irrigation water, is good way of enriching or making sure that dissolved oxygen concentration is increased, which is very helpful for roots to grow and very important for healthy plant growth. Now, how does hydrogen peroxide work in a hydroponic system? How does it work? That also we need to know properly. Generally, hydrogen peroxide is added in small quantities to the central reservoir, the main nutrient tank. It is added there in very small quantities, and once added, here is how it works. The first point, the molecules break down slowly into water and single oxygen atom is released. This free oxygen atom is a very volatile agent which can react in multiple ways. If it comes into contact with an organic cell like bacteria or virus, it damages and destroys it. If it comes in contact with another oxygen atom, it forms oxygen O2 molecule. This oxygen molecule is healthy, essential for the healthy root growth. The whole peroxide also reacts with any free chlorine in water to form oxygen and hydrogen chloride. Thus, it gets rid of excess chlorine present in your irrigation water. Many advantages for plants. What are the advantages of using hydrogen peroxide for plants? It kills bacteria and viruses, keeps pests away, helps fight root rot and fungi, improves oxygen content in water, stimulates root growth and nutrient uptake, removes excess chlorine from the water, boosts overall plant growth and health. Now, which type of hydrogen peroxide is best? When we go to the market, we find so many sources of hydrogen peroxide, so many products are available. But before we buy hydrogen peroxide, we need to know which is best for our use, Now, hydrogen peroxide is commonly available in several forms. It is very easily available in drug stores, on grocery stores, and so many other stores. The solution that is available with drug stores and with grocery stores is commonly used for topical application and disinfection of surfaces and tools. It is available in 3%, 5%, and 8% solutions. But this is not best solution for to be used in hydroponics or in the protected cultivation. These trunks are not the best. Why these are not? Let me explain to them. See, when you create a 3%, 5%, or 8% solution of hydrogen peroxide and keeps it on the shelf to make sure that it stays on the shelf for a longer period, the manufacturer adds certain stabilizing agents to it. And those stabilizing agents have not been found to be good for the plants. So when you buy this 3%, 5%, 8% solutions from these common stores, you when apply it to your plants, there is every possibility along with hydrogen peroxide, you are adding that particular stabilizing agent also, and that stabilizing agent can have negative effect or impact on the plants. Now, what is the solution? Now, which solution we should use? Hydrogen peroxide being, as I told you, it is very unstable. 3%, 5%, 8% are not the solution that we should use in hydroponics or in protected cultivation. For proper use of hydrogen peroxide, the hydrogen peroxide that is meant for hydroponic, or that for that matter for greenhouse cultivation, is food grade hydrogen peroxide, which is 35% hydrogen peroxide. Why is it meant for? Because it contains only 35% of the hydrogen peroxide, rest all is water. So no stabilizing agent is there. At this concentration, it stays stable for a pretty long time. When its concentration is reduced further, then the stability becomes very short. So what we should use is not a 3% or 5% peroxide solution. We should always use 35% peroxide solution. And what are the precautions, how we should use it, and what are the precautions that we should take while using the product? Pure and concentrated peroxide is a very dangerous compound. It's something like acid. It's something like acid. If it is consumed by human beings, animals, or anyone else, it can be very dangerous. It can be very dangerous for the your throat, lungs, and digestive system. So we need to be very careful when we use it. Normally, what is happening, since it looks like water, accidentally I have seen people consuming it as water. So make sure we don't commit such blunders, such mistakes are not committed by us while using it on our farm. Due to these potential dangers, we should always handle it with gloves. Keep peroxide solution containers clearly labeled. It should be very clearly mentioned on it that it is potassium, it's an hydrogen peroxide, and it's not for human consumption. It should be clearly mentioned on the container. Keep it well out of the reach of pets and kids. Now, how much hydrogen peroxide in hydroponic? Now, what is the quantity? What is the concentration that we should use? Should we use 35%? When I say 35% hydrogen peroxide, food grade peroxide is the product that we should use, does it mean we should buy 35% and use it as it is? No, that is not the way of using. How it should be used is, when you buy this 35% concentrated hydrogen peroxide, one part of it should always be diluted with 11 parts of water. One part of hydrogen peroxide, 35% concentration, should be mixed with 11 parts of water. Now what you have, after mixing one part with 11 parts of water, you have a dilute solution of hydrogen peroxide. Now out of this dilute solution of hydrogen peroxide, 3 ml of it should be mixed with 1 liter of water, and then it should be added to the nutrient solution. Not 3% of the 35% concentrated solution. No, 35% is firstly to be diluted by yeah, mixing it with 1 part of hydrogen peroxide with 11 parts of water, and the solution you now form, dilute solution now you have in your hands, the 3 ml of it should be mixed with 1 liter of water, and then it should be added to the nutrient solution. That is how it should be done. Its action will last maximum for 4 days. So you can repeat it after every 4 days. After 4 days, the action of this product, even if it is present in the nutrient solution, is going to be zero. It's not going to be there at all. So after 4 days, you can repeat it. So now what is the conclusion? The conclusion is that there are definitely some very good advantages of using hydrogen peroxide. There are definitely some uses of hydrogen, but this needs to be used properly. It should be diluted properly. It should not be directly put into the nutrient solution. It's always better that you create a dilute solution, and you create 1 part of the nutrient solution and then mix the two. Do not directly put it inside the nutrient tank. Firstly, mix it with water. 1 part, the 3 ml of that dilute solution should be mixed with water, and then that water should be added to the main reservoir. If you do that, I'm very sure you'll get good results by way of good plant growth, and simultaneously it will be very safe for use with your laborers, with your all the people who are working on the farm. Maybe some pets are there, kids are there. It will be very safe for everyone. That's it. I'm very sure that this video is going to help you a lot while dealing with hydrogen peroxide. If you have any questions or inquiries, do call me on 9958603338, or you can mail me at vkhydroponicadvisory@gmail.com. Thank you so much. See you very soon with another video.